Hey there, grumpy old fart here. I'm doing a UFO activity video because I hadn't done one of these in a while. This is not talking about an actual event. Well, it is, but it's not a new event. It's something I've talked about before. This is not new information. This is a theory of mine. Now, I do not propagate. I have said many times I do not propagate, and I will never engage in conspiracy theories. This is not what I'm doing here. I don't want to do this on this channel. I don't want to do conspiracy theories on this channel. I do conspiracies proven. And I do UFO stories, which the U.S. government has admitted are real. My contention is that the government labels conspiracy theorists as kooks and crazies because they want to discredit them. Not all conspiracy theories are true, of course, but a surprisingly huge number of them have a basis in fact. Last year there was a shitload of conspiracy theories about the pandemic, and the year before that there was conspiracy theories about the pandemic. Conspiracy theories, and we're finding out that a whole shitload of them are true. So, you know, lately conspiracy theories are just, you know, advance warning. UFOs, according to the U.S. government, are real. I talk about old UFO stories that I believe should be revisited because originally they were the people who reported them were considered crazy. This is not a conspiracy theory. I do not present this as fact, nor do I expect people to accept this as anything other than a possible explanation of a known event by connecting it to another person's claims. Okay? I do not claim that this other person's claims are real, nor do I claim that my theory presented here is anything other than raw speculation. Okay? This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a what if. Okay? None of this is fact. There's two unrelated events, or at least barely related events, that I think may be connected. This is my theory. It's not a conspiracy theory because I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm not saying this is factual. That's not what I'm saying. This is a theory of a possible explanation. That's all it is. Okay, here we go. In 2002, a British citizen named Gary McKinnon was arrested for hacking into multiple U.S. government computer systems, including the U.S. Navy. This is a fact. This did in fact actually happen. He's a British citizen, and he was arrested for hacking into U.S. government computers. What he claims, this is the claim. We don't know if this is true or not. This is what he claims. What he claims he saw was a list of, quote, non-terrestrial officers. We're not talking about aliens. We're talking about humans that work off-world. This is what he's claiming. These non-terrestrial officers with records of transfers between at least 3 man-made vessels comprising an off-world fleet of human spaceships. That's pretty fucking far-fetched. I don't subscribe to that. There's a man named Stephen Greer. He's doing the Disclosure Project, and it played a part in this. He talks in his movie, I can't remember what it's called. Anyway, he did a movie about it, the Disclosure Project. And he talks about a black budget that people, it's not accountable to the government in any way, to Congress or to the president. Most presidents don't even know about it. There's records of congressmen complaining, hey, they have their own Air Force and they're not accountable to anyone. We need to investigate this kind of thing, you know. But you know how Congress is; they never investigate anything really. They investigate, but nothing ever happens. Anyway, so his disputed claims, and I dispute them, are that the U.S. has a fleet of at least 3 spaceships operating out in space with a bunch of humans, non-terrestrial human officers, people who were born on Earth. They're humans, but they're operating on these spaceships. That's the claim that he has, and it's not. I don't say it's true. I don't know. I don't believe it. But much of it was corroborated through this Disclosure Project. There was a lady apparently that saw some information that corroborated it. Again, I don't know if that's true or not. I like the idea of the Disclosure Project, but Stephen Greer apparently takes mind-altering drugs to talk to aliens, and I don't put a lot of stock in what he says anymore. So, and by the way, he's the one that said it. He takes mind-altering drugs to talk to aliens. Okay. Back in 1997, and I talked about this in several other videos, the Phoenix Lights incident occurred where thousands of witnesses saw and took hundreds of photos and videos of a mile-wide craft shaped like a big V or a big chevron moving across the night sky over Phoenix, Arizona. We know there was a cover-up about it because the government of Arizona, the governor of Arizona admitted he was pressured to play it down. So that was the one where the guy says, "We've caught the culprit," and they brought out a guy dressed like an alien. "You guys are just taking this a little too seriously," that kind of thing. And then later on, the governor admitted that he was getting pressure from above to downplay that whole situation. This craft that people say they saw, and again, thousands of witnesses, and this isn't Billy Bubba in the backyard, half tanked with the barbecue. Like I said, this is credible people, doctors, lawyers, law enforcement, military, quality observers, trained observers, with photos and videos. Okay? This craft was huge. It moved. It was like a mile wide, shaped like a big V, like a almost like one of those stealth bombers. It moved at approximately 30 miles an hour, which eliminates the stealth bomber thing. You got to get that thing pretty fast to get it off the air, up in the air off the ground. And it acted as a carrier of sorts because craft were leaving and coming back. So, and I talked about this in the other video. Now, those two events did happen. I don't know about the claims of the non-terrestrial officers, but the Phoenix Lights incident did in fact happen. There was in fact a cover-up. Okay. Here's my theory. And I'm going to say this again. I cannot prove it. This is all speculation and assumptions. So take it with a grain of salt. I'm doing this video to give people something to talk about. What if the Phoenix Lights sighting was one of the craft Gary McKinnon read about in his hacks? What if the government was launching one of these craft under cover of night and somehow the stealth technology failed? Because we have stealth fighters and jets right now. They've got better. They've got that invisibility cloak that the military is working on for advanced camouflage. What if it failed? Here's the thing. Doesn't matter if it failed. If it's moving, it would have had to have failed to some degree. But my point is, it's moving over and it blotted out the stars. That's how they knew how big it was. If that's the case, what if it was one of these craft that Gary McKinnon was, read about, and they're launching it into space under cover of night? That would mean that the facility to build them, to launch them, is somewhere in Arizona, which would make sense because there's a lot of desert out there. There's a lot of desert out there. Launching this thing at night makes sense. Okay. Now, again, I got to reiterate this. This is not a conspiracy theory. I'm not saying it's real. This is not a fact in any way, shape, form, or fashion. This is, I wonder what if. That's all it is. Okay. Feel free to post comments. If you think I'm crazy, that's fine. A lot of people think I am. That's okay. Sometimes I wonder myself. But, to me, it's a logical progression of the stories. I don't agree with all the stories, but there you go. All right. Hope this finds everybody well. You folks have a good day. God bless one and all.
You